Okay, Ms. Collins, tell us a little bit about how personal mastery has impacted your classroom.
Personal mastery has impacted my classroom in a variety of ways. The number one change I have seen is my students are getting excited about learning. They are taking control over their knowledge and they are keeping track of it. They love charting their knowledge and their growth, and they love to see how much they have learned. They also um, stay on top of they stay on top of things more per se because they know what is expected, they know what's coming up next, and they ask more questions and they're more willing to participate. They are getting excited about the technology aspect and all the changes that will happen with that. Um, Personal mastery has shaped the entire way that I teach. Uh, Coming out of college, we learn so many things, so many different ways, and it seems like we're always being told something else to add, something new to add. But personal mastery is not an initiative that you're adding on. You're blending it in with the way that you do things, and it's for the students. You're shaping the way that you teach. It's blended through what you already do. And we already do reading writing workshop, and it's not a new thing. It's just keeping track and showing the students that they are in charge. My students love having voice in the room. They love getting to make choices on the way that they show me that they mastered in an objective or a standard, and they're getting to the point now they already know what to do. They already know how to break down standards, and we do it on a daily basis. And it's not something added on. It's just become a part of what we do every day.
Okay, tell me a little bit about how this has changed the classroom environment, both academically and behaviorally.
Behavior-wise, I pretty much have no problems. Students remind each other, they help each other out. They're more willing to keep on, and I say keep on top of, but they keep themselves responsible because they created the rules. We don't have rules. We have a code of the way that our classroom is run. We have procedures that have been in place since the very moment they walked in the door. We sat as a family and had a family circle the first 2 weeks of school, and they created the vision. They created where they want to be in 180 school days and what their goals were. I did not do that. That was not me. I do not create their weekly goals for them. That is something that they want to do, and something they do on a daily basis and a weekly basis and a monthly basis. I have seen academic growth more in reading and math than I have seen in the past years. My students, they know what they need to learn, and they challenge themselves based on their own personal goal, and they help each other as needed.
Okay, so personal mastery is about meeting students where they are academically and using that information, meeting each individual student where they are academically. How have you done this for your students in your classroom?
Through I'm starting to take differentiation to a new level. Um, I'm starting to see students who are not only below average or on average or above average, but meeting it by standard, by each individual target, not for just a whole 9 weeks or a whole year where they stay on the same lifestyle level throughout the year, or I just use a MAP score. I'm looking at each individual standard. I pre-test and I post-test, and the students graph that. And if they already know it, then we're not going to spend time learning it. They're going to get to be in a group that's above, and they get to track their own, and they continue on to the next standard with their next objective, and they're done with it.
Okay, what advice or suggestions would you give a teacher that's starting to implement personal mastery for the very first time? Where should they start?
They need to create their classroom climate. It's all about that code of cooperation that we go back to every day. We picked 5. We put everything that the students said into piles, and we made 5, and we just made our vision off of that. We do use the parking lot. It's and we've kind of gone from that more to they're more open. They don't feel like they have to put it on a sticky note anymore. They can just tell me. But start with the parking lot. Start with your vision. Start with your code of cooperation. Just build that climate in your room, and from there move on to goal setting. Because once you know where you want to be at the end of the year or at the end of the 9 weeks, you can even set it smaller, but by the end of the year, we want to be this type of student, we want to be this type of classroom, I want to be this kind of teacher. What's it going to take to be able to fulfill those goals?
All right. Thank you for your time, Ms. Collins.